Yo, what's up, YouTube? It's YT Wake 'em Up, back at it again with another video. This one right here is about women selling their home. They selling their homes and going back to being renters for various reasons. In the eyes of the world, this would be a step back, you know. Everybody's goal is to go up to being homeowners, right? First, you usually get an apartment, then you eventually become a homeowner. But now, people that were homeowners don't want to be homeowners no more. And we don't get an understanding of their mind and why they're making those decisions. Listen, I just got a couple things that I need y'all to do. I need everybody to thumbs up this video so YouTube can push this content out. I'm talking to you too. And you. And you too. You ain't too cool to press this button. All right, go ahead. Appreciate everybody. And if you're brand new to the channel, smash that subscribe button so you can see more of these videos. Make sure you ring the bell as well. Let's go.
So a question that I get asked often is, why did I decide on selling my house instead of renting it out on Airbnb or getting a long-term tenant or just staying put? So I'm going to tell you why. Let's start off with the fact that I was not playing when I said I'm broke and I really could use that money. I ended up cashing out majority of my investments, such as my Roths, all of that, when my business started to fail to try to save it. I lost everything. Selling my house will give me the reset that I need, but let's get in more details. So let's start off with Airbnb. Other than the fact that I feel like Airbnb is oversaturated, on top of that, I just saw how people treated my cars on Turo. So imagine how they're going to treat my house. Airbnb is a no. When it comes to the long-term tenant, I feel that being a landlord is a rich person's game, or for somebody that's really financially stable, because of the fact that you don't get your return on investment in the rents alone unless you have completely paid off the property. You get paid the most off of that once you sell the asset, which will be probably years later. And the last option is to just stay put, which is what most people are doing if they bought around the same time that I bought my house. I know a lot of people feel stuck because they got such a good interest rate. I don't. I would rather have the money and sell it. But if it doesn't sell this time around within 90 days, I'm going to look at it as a sign.
This is a really good question. So everybody, I feel like, has their own reasons for doing this, switch into a home and then staying there for a few years and then moving into an apartment. This show called How to Get Rich on Netflix, I think the guy on the show, please take a look at it if you can. The guy on the show talks about this as well, and I feel like he hit the nail right on the head. I think getting a house is like a big trend nowadays. That's not to say that you should not get it, but a lot of people want to get a house because of it's looked at as this like huge accomplishment, and it is a big accomplishment because that's probably the biggest investment that you'll probably make in your life. But it's kind of a trend now, and I don't think we want the house. We know the benefits of having a house, but nobody really talks about the cons of having a home. Nobody prepares you for the things that come with having a home. You know what I mean? So for my situation, I don't feel like I got my home originally because of what other people were doing. I had to look at my finances and say, like, is this a good option for me right now? And at the time, it was a great investment for me. It was the best thing to do financially. I was living in an apartment where I was like in 600 square feet, paying at the time I think almost $1,300 in Atlanta. And I found out about this program called NACA where you get all these benefits. It's a very difficult, challenging process to go through, but the benefits definitely outweigh how hard it is to get into NACA. Once I got into NACA, I found out that I can get a home with way more space, a 2-story, townhome with 3 bedrooms, paying the same amount as I was paying in an apartment, actually a little bit less. So for me, it made sense to go ahead and go into a home. But after living there for a while and, the house was starting to get older, I didn't really have a savings for if something goes wrong in the house. It was also COVID. I lost my job. It was just a lot of different things going on. So I kind of fell backwards financially. So after a while, it made sense for me to sell the home, take those profits, and go back into an apartment. It was just too much. It was too much for me. So I think everybody has their different reasons, but that was mine. Hope I answered your question.
All right, so look, if you a single person, which a lot of these people are single these days. It's more people single these days than ever before, right? So it really don't make sense to have a whole house if it's just you in there. What you really gonna do in that house? You don't really need that much space. And then you got the responsibilities too of taking care of that house, you know? So you never really can have a nest egg. You never really gonna have no savings because something always gonna happen. And you got to take care of it because you know when you a homeowner, everything fall on you. It could be a storm come and a tree fall on your house, which just happened to somebody I know. Now he got to pay like $5,000 to get that tree cut down. Like out of nowhere with it, you can have an emergency that you got to take care of. So if you're gonna be a homeowner, that's something you got to know, and you got to have a budget set aside for that. You got to have some type of savings. But it's hard to save right now, so it kind of is better for some people to rent right now. I could see how it makes sense. Now as far as ownership go, yeah, you kind of do want to own something. That way, you're not subjected to rent increases. You know, them rent increases been crazy. Rent's going up $500-$600 or more at the time of renewal. You know what I mean? Like if you want to renew your contract, then rents are going up by ridiculous amounts. And there's really no rent control right now. This is where you will own nothing to be happy coming to play. No matter what that landlord want to make the rent, they really can make it that, and you're gonna have to be paying that. That's the difference.
There's nothing more divisive than when I get on the internet and tell people that I hate being a homeowner. I'm not saying renting is better for you. I'm saying renting is better for me. In the season that I am in my life right now, which I am a business owner, I'm a single mom to a toddler, and I'm extremely lazy, I'll be honest. I'm not in the season to be Bob the Builder at home every single day. But everybody says that renting is wasting your money. I did the math and I have spent over $100,000 on my mortgage payments. Now, my mortgage includes taxes and insurance, and obviously it includes interest too, which I got a really low interest rate. I think it was 2.75. I borrowed $330,000 for my house. After over $100,000 in mortgage payments every month, do you know how much I owe now? $323,000. People don't tell you that like the first 5 years or something, I can't remember, it's like pretty much all interest. That's all you're paying. The way someone explained it to me is like when you're paying a mortgage, the interest, you're paying mostly the interest in the front end and then it goes a lot lower towards the end. And someone told me that's why you shouldn't sell your house within 2 years because all you'll have paid was interest. You'll have no equity, but thankfully I bought in a time where things got crazy and that's why I have equity. So yeah, rent could be a waste of money, but so is your mortgage payment for the first 5 years because all you're doing is paying interest. Again, this is not me telling people like go out and rent, sell your house and go rent. It's just so much better. I'm saying for me, it's much better. Like this is what my room looks like now. Okay, I have a rooftop. I have a rooftop terrace upstairs.
Please excuse how I look. I just came from the gym. While I was at the gym, I just got this funny ass offer for my house. So I'm selling my house. I'm tired of being a homeowner by myself. This is my third house I've ever owned, second house that I've owned by myself. And I'm just tired. It's a lot of responsibility being a homeowner by yourself, being a woman, being a homeowner by yourself. And I just need a break. So maybe eventually I'll go back to being a homeowner. I probably will after a year, maybe two, probably a year. But I just need a break for right now. So I'm selling my house. My house is on the market. And I just got a call from my realtor. And she just told me an offer that I got on my house. And I'm just like laughing because of the audacity. So it's a cash offer, which we love cash offers. But cash offers are very fast because they don't have to go through the whole banking process like if you're getting a loan because they got the money, so they don't have to do all of that. So because they have the money, they can decide when they want their closing date to be fast or like pushed out. It just depends. Well, this offer was very fast. So My first house I ever sold, I had a cash offer, and they gave me 3 weeks to move out the house. Y'all, this cash offer that I just got, guess how long they gave me to move out of my house? Just guess. A week and a half. Y'all are going to give me a week and a half to find a new place, pack all my shit, get movers, and then move a week and a half? No, fuck no. So I definitely counter offer them the offer amount that they put in. I counter offer the offer amount. But I also counter offer the day they want me to move out. Like, bruh, give me at least 3 weeks, bruh. 2.5, 3 weeks. So I'll keep y'all updated on what they say to my counter offer.
We sold our house to rent a new place. Yeah, I know it sounds crazy, but it was the right thing for us. Couldn't do it anymore. I realized at 41 that it is not a value of mine right now to own property. And the only reason why I truly did it is because I never stopped to think and ask myself, is this what I want? Is this a value of mine? I've owned plenty of homes. I know, sound very privileged, but it's true. With my ex, and it was definitely a value of his. And I just kind of went along with it. You know, he was of that mindset that renting is like flushing money down the toilet, and I never really stopped to really think if that was what I thought about what it was like to rent. Turns out it's not. I value more the freedom of not having to think about all the things that could go wrong in my house, and the fact that I am responsible for maintaining and replacing and fixing and all of the things that happens and comes with home ownership. I rather not have all of that and rent a place where all of those responsibilities are not mine. I can just call someone up when something is wrong, or something breaks, when something needs to be replaced, and it gets done. That peace of mind is what I value, is what is worth to me, not the amount of money I can profit in real estate when I'm ready to sell the house. It's not who I am, at least not right now.
Real talk, you want to know what it really seemed like though? As I watch more and more of these videos, listen, I got like 80 videos on my channel at the time of recording this. It really seemed like Americans are running away from responsibility. They really don't want responsibility no more. They don't want to have to pay for the cost of maintaining a house. People don't want to pay. People don't want to pay for nothing no more. So there's a shift going on in the world. You know, you can feel it. And as we listen to more and more people talk, I'm really just coming to this realization. People don't want responsibility no more. They want everything done for them. And that's why convenience will be the downfall of America for real. They're going to use the convenience narrative to sweep ownership of everything from up under our feet. The WEF already got the plan already in motion. We already living through it right now. Nobody will own homes in the future. Nobody will own their own vehicles in the future, right? They want to take away car ownership as well. So everything will be a subscription. It'll be a monthly fee. So really, society is playing into the agenda. I'm just keeping it 1,000. Y'all know I keep it real.
So y'all, I sold my house last year and became a renter again, and absolutely no regrets. Another conversation for another day. But paying rent every month, like, this is wild. Someone needs to put it. No, don't like it.
So I bought my house 2 years ago because at the time that I needed to buy a house, my stepdad passed away, and me being the older sibling, I had to step up and do what I had to do. So before finalizing the paperwork, I got with everybody. We all agreed that we were going to share the cost of the mortgage. And let me just put it out there. My house is a 5-bedroom house. So before signing the paperwork, we all agreed we were going to pay. And in reality, all I asked everybody was to pay was $300 a month. Well, we moved in. Everybody was happy. And less than a year, it only became 2 people living in this house, which is me and my mom. That was my first what the hell moment. But
I had to do what I had to do, and thank God I have a good paying job. I never got behind on my mortgage. I was able to keep up with everything, including my other bills like my car note, cell phone bill, etc. So last October came, I went to go pay my mortgage, which was supposed to be $2,200. But when I opened the app to pay, it said $2,700 was owed. That was my second what the hell moment. So I was like, okay, what happened? So before I paid it, I called the mortgage company, and coming to find out, my taxes went up, which made my escrow go negative. And in order for my house note to go back down, I would have to pay $2,200 back into my escrow so that it can become even again. Again, I had to do what I had to do because who the hell wants to pay a $2,700 mortgage? Not me, okay? Especially when I'm the main breadwinner in the house. When I tell y'all I'm ready to move, I'm ready to move. I bought my house with good intentions. I feel like I fulfilled that need. Everybody has gone their own ways, which I'm not upset about at all. But I feel like two people living in a 5-bedroom house is just crazy. So I called my realtor last week and I asked her, when can I sell? Because I'm ready to go. And she told me if I was going to sell, I needed to sell now, which of course I can't sell now. But she said that I won't be able to sell later on this year because this is election year. And again, who knew that people don't buy houses during election year? She told me to go ahead and stay in the house another year so I could see if I could get more equity in it, which is not a bad thing. But when I sell, I probably will not purchase another home immediately. I probably won't. I probably won't purchase another home until me and my future husband purchase one together, if that happens. Hopefully it does, okay? If you are living in an apartment, you are living with somebody else, you are thinking about purchasing a home, please make sure when you purchase a home, you have all your ducks in a row and you have like an emergency fund for your house for things like if your escrow goes negative because your taxes went up, because that was definitely like a oh shit moment for me. I'm not even gonna lie. I thank God for me being able to purchase my home, but it's just time to let it go.
Right. So I feel like everybody need to have that emergency fund in general. In life, people need to have an emergency fund. I really don't get how people living day to day and not stacking for the future, saving for the future, planning for the future. In these uncertain times, man, we got to have a plan. Having no plan is a plan for failure. And we got to see the signs of what's going on and see that the economy is changing and that the old world that we once lived in, we no longer live in. So we have to adapt to the times. This is a time to, take a couple steps back. Get your finances together. I know we wasn't taught financial literacy in school, so now it's time to unlearn, to relearn. We got to learn from our past mistakes. We got to learn from the mistakes our ancestors even made, right? We got to learn from these mistakes and see the signs and see the times, right? We got to compare to the Great Depression because we're living through the new depression. So we have to see how were they living back then and what did they have to do. And I'm saying that to say, man, we see the old system is falling and it has to change. So we have to be a part of the change. If you own a home right now, then what you could do is rent out some of the rooms, get roommates if it's just you up in there. We really need to do what all of the other cultures do. They have multiple families living in one house. And it's a nice big house. Everybody go in on all of the bills and everybody just make it work. See, the problem is people want to fight over food. People want to get mad over the little stuff instead of focusing on the big picture. It's time to focus on the big picture, y'all. That's the only way it's going to work out here because we're going to be real. These rents are going up. They're higher than ever. So if you downsizing from owning a house to going to an apartment, you don't know what the rent gonna be next year or the year after. So you really could be sinking yourself. Like I said, that's really what they want. They want us to own nothing. They want to control everything. They're buying up all of the properties. We really got to focus on ownership. That's the problem. We don't own anything. We're the biggest consumers. As Americans, that's all we do is consume. We're a consumerist culture, and we got to start being owners of things. But hey, I ain't gonna talk no more. I done already talked too much. With that said, it's YT. I appreciate everybody for watching. Peace and shalom.